As the government shutdown continues with no end in sight, concern is growing that programs that help the most vulnerable Americans could be running out of funding.
Yeah, and one of those programs, the Women, Infant, and Children's Supplemental Nutrition Program, or WIC, provides funds for lower-income families to buy formula, produce, and other nutritional goods. Local News 8's Chris Nessman is live here in the studio with us with more on why some local and national leaders are concerned. Chris.
Doug and Linda, much of the worry comes from a press release from the National WIC Association that handles WIC at the federal levels. It states, quote, "As we head into a partial federal government shutdown, NWA anticipates that WIC has enough funding on hand to remain open for the short term, likely 1 to 2 weeks. The timing of the shutdown at the start of the new fiscal year puts WIC at risk of rapidly running out of funds. This failure needlessly jeopardizes the health and nutrition of millions of pregnant women, new mothers, infants, and young children who rely on WIC," end quote. Now, with the concern coming from the national level, we at Local News 8 wanted to find out if that meant for us at the local level or what it meant for us. And while I was not able to get a response from the state office in time for this story, I did talk to some local representatives with WIC about what it looks like from their perspective and what people should do.
From the local area WIC offices, we are open and operating as normally. Of course, that does depend on funding, but for now, we are able to operate as normal and function as usual.
In fact, from the two representatives I talked to, Christensen and another one off camera from the Idaho Falls office, both encourage people to continue to register and use WIC like they normally would.
I would just encourage WIC participants to keep your appointments as scheduled. We're here, we're ready to see you and help with any needs that you may have.
Unfortunately, Christensen was unable to comment on if any of the local WIC officers were given hints about how they would operate if the shutdown lasted longer. I was told they would notify users if things change, but that's all for the moment. The unknowns mean local food banks like the Idaho Falls Community Food Basket are worried about being able to keep up if something like WIC were to even temporarily shut down.
We're actually really worried about it, about any food program ever kind of ending or running out of funding. The charitable food system can't absorb everyone who is getting assistance on those programs. So if those programs go away or funding dries up, their only option would be the charitable food system. And we simply cannot absorb all of those people.
At the moment, though, Jackson says they are just watching and hoping that Congress can figure something out. Now, it should be noted that each state is given a lump sum grant by the National WIC organization to run their respective programs. So it is possible that Idaho may have extra funds to run a bit longer if needed. Doug and Linda.
All right, thank you, Chris. Again, we're waiting for a response from the state offices to get more specific information about the current funding situation.
And we'll let you know if and when they get back to us.